I can't believe this. I thought I was seeing things. Was that really you, Kelly?
Excuse me? This can't be Jem. Or is it? I thought I blocked you. How'd you get my line ID?
Oh yeah, it's probably because I switched phones and got a new line ID.
I didn't expect a text from you, to be honest.
I guess the last time we talked was like 3 years ago, after our divorce, right? I really didn't expect to see you at my friend's wedding.
Are you here? Don't tell me you're here at the wedding reception right now.
There's only one wedding held at the hall right now, so I'm pretty sure it's one and the same. What a coincidence, huh? I divorced you because you wouldn't give me a kid, and then I run into my ex at my friend's wedding 3 years later. You can't make this stuff up. I was invited to the wedding by the groom. How about you?
On the bright side, we work at the same company.
Oh, so that means you work at Ace Trading. Wow, I didn't think you had it in you. That's a pretty good company, I hear.
Where I work has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business.
Well, that's where you're wrong. I'm married to your younger sister, Susan. How is that none of my business? We're family. She's been shunned by her folks and all her relatives. The least I can do for my dear wife is to convey to her that her big sister is alive and well.
Are you serious? You betray me and you have an affair with my little sister? You have no right to say that. And as for my baby sister, she betrayed me too. She had an adulterous affair with my ex-husband. Who can blame my folks for not wanting to do anything with her or to you? There's nothing we need to be ashamed of. I would really prefer that you not contact me anymore.
Oh, come on, Kelly, calm down. No need to get all high and mighty. It's my friend's wedding after all.
Then just stop sending me messages and stay out of my life.
That's what I'm talking about. That presumptuous attitude. I thought I just said let's not be rude and just calm down.
The wedding reception is getting started. Maybe you should concentrate on celebrating your friend's wedding.
Yeah, maybe you're right. See you around. Hey, Kelly, Jim here again. I forgot to tell you, but I'm a father now. Can you imagine? Man, if I'd stayed married to you, this would never have happened. A father. Unbelievable. And it's a boy. I have a son. You can imagine how my mother took it. She always wanted a boy, as someone to take over the family one of these days. Do you remember how she went on and on about it? She was praising Susan to the hilt, and going on about our boy being her first grandson. Susan and my mum get along so well. They are like the best of friends. If only you were able to have kids, my mum wouldn't have hated you so much. I actually feel for her. I mean, think about it. We couldn't have kids for 5 years. And Mum waiting for her first grandson all those years, which you failed to provide. I can understand her animosity towards you. It sure was tough right after we divorced, what with that compensation I had to pay. We had a hard time making ends meet for a while, but a year after we split, my father inherited quite a bit after my grandfather died. Now we've got it made. No more money worries. In fact, we've got a pretty good life. What I'm trying to say is that after I dumped you, although it was tough the first year, we're now in easy mode, living the good life. Oh, and in comparison, what the hell happened to you, Kelly? Sorry, it's just that I feel so sorry for you. I mean, to be honest, you look dreadful. What happened to you? I took one look at you and I almost burst out laughing. I mean, I held back, because I didn't want to be rude, you know. I mean, Kelly, really? What's with that tummy? How many rolls of fat are you hiding under that dress? Oh my god. It's only been like 3 years. You sure put plenty flesh on them bones. Oh, after I dumped you, you probably just let it all go. Is that it? Oh, I know, I shouldn't be laughing, but man, I can't get over it. Hey, are you seeing this? No response from you, even after all that, huh? Oh, I can see that your phone is sitting on the table. Pick it up for God's sake. Hey, Kelly. That guy you're sitting next to, what? You trying to pick the guy up or something? A little close for comfort. You do know who that guy is, right? He's the CEO of that media corporation. His company is all the rage now. I don't think it's a good idea to try seducing the guy, especially with that tummy. Oh, no use trying, Kelly. Extremely unlikely he would even give you the time of day. Oh, I suggest you go on a diet, then maybe try again. Looks like it's photo time with the bride and groom. Oh, let me give you a tip. Stop bothering the guy next to you and just concentrate on gobbling up that food in front of you. That's what you came here for in the first place, right? Hey, Kelly, Jimmy boy here again. Hey, why'd you get so fat anyway? Just curious. I want to take home some juicy bit of news to the wife and kid. They'll get a good laugh out of it. I bet you were so broken-hearted after divorcing me that you went into total despair that all you could do was sit around and eat all day. That's it, isn't it? Oh.
You really don't give up, do you?
Hey, Kelly, finally decided to respond, huh?
I left it on the table on purpose. I thought it would be rude to be staring at the phone all day. Wanted to show a little respect, unlike some people I know. I just read over all your messages. What the hell is all this? This is a festive occasion. Why don't we stop with all this nonsense? I mean, why did you even come to this wedding? To tap away on your smartphone and make derogatory remarks to your ex-wife? Don't you have better things to do, for Pete's sake?
But I just couldn't help myself. I mean, look at you. How can I not make remarks? The huge belly.
Well, that tummy, it's that way because I'm pregnant. That's why.
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, and also, that guy I was sitting next to? The guy you said I was sitting too close to and that I was trying to seduce or something? You know the guy you said who was the CEO of that media corporation? That's my husband. That's right, we're married.
A what? Your husband? You're pregnant? But how?
I don't plan on going to that after party, so I'm off.
Hey, wait a sec. Can you even have... I thought you couldn't have kids. Kelly, are you there? About my son, he's not my kid. A few years back, I caught Susan cheating with another guy. I thought it was all over, just thought it was a fling, but I got to thinking. Anyway, I did a DNA check and found out that he wasn't my kid. How did this even happen? I really don't need this in my life. I just confronted Susan about this, and after I confirmed her infidelity, I handed her the divorce papers, and now we're living apart. I'm at my parents' place. You remember the place we all lived together when we were married, right? The 2-apartment style home. Well, I moved in with my folks, and Susan and that kid live next door. So what I have to do now is get that divorce through and kick Susan and the kid out of our home. Then I can move back into my own place. But, well, when all that is solved, Kelly, I want to... Well, wait a second. Maybe this is not the right time. I prefer that we wait. Wait until I'm in a better frame of mind. When all this emotional baggage is gone, and until then, I want you to be patient. Okay, Kelly? Kelly, you there? I did it. I divorced her. And I got a sizable amount of compensation out of her too. But she has no money to speak of, so it's just a pittance. Nevertheless, I took her for all she had, emptied her savings account. Man, what a relief. Let's go on a honeymoon with this money. What do you say, Kelly? Like old times? This time we'll do it right. We'll try for that honeymoon baby. Now that you can have kids, anyway. What about it, Kelly? Sounds pretty good,
This is way too creepy for me. Would you stop contacting me?
Pardon me?
I was going to just ignore you, but you seemed like you were going to go on and on about it. So I thought I would put a stop to it once and for all. I should first mention, my husband is sitting right next to me, just so you know before I continue.
Why is he there?
Now, why wouldn't I want my husband here? I don't keep secrets from him. I thought I told you this already, Jim. I remarried. And what's more, I'm pregnant with his child. I kinda remember someone chiding me about my big belly a couple of months ago. So, why the hell are you talking about getting back together with me? And about this so-called honeymoon? Have you gone totally bonkers?
But don't you think it's fate? I mean, we were made for each other.
What the hell are you even talking about?
We were reunited at my friend's wedding. I thought I'd never see you again, but there you were. I call that fate. That's where I learned you could actually have kids, that it was all a mistake. You don't call all this fate. Then I found out about Susan. All the pieces fell into place. I also learned that the kid wasn't mine. I would have ended up bringing up a totally unknown stranger. This whole affair, how everything sort of happened at once, all of it materializing in front of us. We were made to get back together, to be with one another. It was God's will. That's why we should be husband and wife again.
Jim, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Didn't you ever think that you were the problem? That you're infertile?
Wait, what? Me? Infertile? No way.
We were married for 5 years, and we couldn't have kids during that time. And after you married Susan, you guys tried for 3 years, right? But you were unsuccessful. So, that's like 8 years of trying. Kind of points to the obvious. Don't you agree?
Yes, well, maybe, but how could I be, no, that can't be right.
This is just my opinion, but maybe you should see a doctor and get checked out. That's the only way to find out for sure. To be honest, I don't care what you do. It's none of my business whether you're fertile or not.
That doesn't mean,
We got a bit sidetracked, but listen to me, Jim, and listen good. I have no intention of getting back together with you, much less going on a honeymoon with you. Are you nuts? I am really mystified that you would want to get back together with me. I told you I was married and have a child on the way. Why the hell would you even think of rekindling this whole pathetic relationship?
well, that's because I found out you could have kids, that you were actually fertile, so you know.
I'm starting to sound like a broken record, for God's sake. I'm married, Jim. Hitched, united, and wedlocked. Join in holy matrimony. How many different ways do I have to keep saying this to you? I'm going to have a child with someone who is not you.
But we could still, you can give birth to that kid, get a divorce, transfer all rights to your husband. We can start anew.
Ugh, you're not serious.
Pretty good idea, huh? What do you say? Want to go for it?
I think you need to see a doctor, Jim. I don't think a guy like you should have kids, to be honest. You make no sense whatsoever. That's the craziest thing I ever heard.
Why would you say that? It's not crazy at all.
Wow, if you truly feel that way, God help us. You know what, Jim? I think it would be better for humanity if you stayed single for the rest of your life. Goodbye. My younger sister Susan and her son, she apparently contacted the real father, and he took the boy in and is now living with the guy's parents. That left my sister all alone. I never heard from her after that. As for my ex-husband, it seems he never took my advice to see that doctor about his infertility. Guess he wasn't ready to face reality. Probably never will. Last I heard, he and my ex-mother-in-law tried hooking Jim up to various girls, but eventually, their overzealous methods just turned people away until they were considered persona non grata. They were just creeped out by him. I also heard that my former in-laws eventually got divorced. What I heard was that Jim and his mother used up most of what his father received as his inheritance. He sued them later for like $60,000. Last I heard, Jim and his mom are working day and night to pay back the enormous debt that had accumulated.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Wait, why are you here, Emily?
What?
You were alive? I thought you might have died.
Well, it's Sharon.
Ew, yourself? Wait, you didn't come to steal Jason back from me, did you? Jason's already my husband. He doesn't care about you anymore. So it's not gonna work.
I didn't plan on doing anything.
Anyways, I was so surprised when I saw you. Why are you at this apartment? I thought you became homeless after I sold Jason and you were kicked out of the house with a not a thing. You were a housewife with no job experience and nowhere to go, right? I was just shocked when you passed me at the entrance.
Thanks for the summary of what happened 7 years ago. But don't forget that I had enough skills to find a job.
What?
Thanks to it, I was able to find a job just 1 week after you took everything away from me.
Which means that you were homeless for at least 1 week, right? That's shorter than I thought, but the joke's on you!
Since when did you care about what happened to me?
What? Of course I care. Imagining what kind of poor lifestyle you must be living was so much fun these last 7 years.
Oh, is that so? I don't know what kind of lifestyle is considered poor in your standards, but I've at least been able to get a place at a high-rise condo.
What? Oh, one of the tiny rooms in the lower floors, right? Me and Jason live on the 26th floor. There are only 27 floors, so it's basically the top.
Are you trying to make some sort of hierarchy based on the floor we live in? That sounds pretty petty, so don't involve me in it, okay?
So, what floor do you live in?
I won't tell you.
Aw, never mind. It'll be so embarrassing if people find out a relative of mine lives in one of the lower floors, which is why I won't ask you anymore. Hold on! Are you serious? You must be kidding me! My stomach actually hurts right now from laughing.
What is it now?
You work with a client of the company Jason owns?
What?
Jason inherited his uncle's company 1 year ago and became the CEO. So Jason had to go over to one of his client companies today, which is when he said that he saw you on the way home at the reception counter.
Oh, I guess I did see him today. He was pretty far away, so I couldn't get a good look.
So do you work part-time there? Or are you a dispatch worker?
What does it matter to you?
You won't tell me, so you must be a part-time worker. I mean, I guess it's hard for a housewife in her 30s to get a job.
I'll tell you this now, but the only reason I haven't blocked you yet is to see what you're going to do.
What?
I'm not leaving you unblocked to listen to you boast or insult me. And it's definitely not to tell you about what's going on in my life.
Aw, but we've only got each other now that Mom and Dad are gone. Let's get along.
Says the person who stole my husband and made our relationship, which was not good to begin with, even worse.
But it would have been fine if only you acted like an adult.
Talking to you is a waste of time.
You, the part-time worker, is going to insult me, the CEO's wife? I'll tell Jason. You've heard of M Corporations, right? Are you sure you want to anger the CEO of the company your place is working with?
Corporations, huh? That is the place my company is working with right now, I guess. I'm assuming he became CEO just because there is no one else to inherit the company.
So you do understand? Then you best not make me mad.
I mean, we're not going to be working with M Corporations anymore starting from next month. So why bother?
What did you say? Emily, just what did you do?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about yesterday. You said that your company wouldn't be working with M Corporations anymore, right? Jason told me that the reason he went to your place was to ask them not to cut ties.
Oh, that? He did come to our company, but couldn't meet the CEO, right?
Yes, and he's saying that the CEO of A Corporations he couldn't meet was you. What's this about?
Well, yes, I am the CEO. A Corporations is a company I started 5 years ago.
No way!
It seems that Jason knew this since a while back, but he must have not told you to protect your pride.
But you said you were just a part-time worker. Liar!
Didn't you just assume I was a part-timer worker because I wouldn't answer you? Go and check the chat history. Oh, and one more thing. You probably haven't heard this yet, so I should probably tell you.
What?
It's about the alimony.
Huh? Oh, you mean the money you tried to take from us for me stealing Jason from you? The date's already expired. Too bad.
I'm sorry to break the news while you seem to be having so much fun, but I actually did receive an alimony.
What?
7 years ago, I was kicked out of the house in the middle of the night by you and Jason, right? I had no place to go that night and was what you call homeless. But a friend of mine, who was abroad on work, was supposed to come home the next day. I waited for her to return and contacted her. She gave me a place to stay and even found a lawyer and detective for me. It was quick from there. A month later, I succeeded in having Jason pay $50,000.
50,000?
So he really didn't tell you anything, huh?
Who cares about that anymore? We were talking about why your company cut ties with Jason's. Do something about it.
What exactly do you want me to do?
I'm telling you to start dealing with Jason's company again.
This is an order from the wife of the CEO of M Corporations.
What do you mean, order? You probably contacted me in an attempt to do something about the Jason problem, Sharon. But it's me, the CEO of A Corporations, that has the upper hand.
What?
To put it simply, my company was giving Jason's company jobs. We've been working with M Corporation since Jason's uncle was CEO, but the quality of work has noticeably decreased ever since Jason took charge. A series of unbelievable mistakes during the past 3 months was the final straw. It's been affecting our work as well, so we decided to have another company do the work, which means that we won't be dealing with M Corporations anymore.
What? Can't you forgive a few mistakes? That's why Jason got rid of you in the first place. You're too uptight.
This is business. This has nothing to do with this.
But...
You know, I did ask M Corporations to do something about it multiple times, but they wouldn't listen, which is why I decided to find another company to work with.
Rude!
Say whatever you want. As the CEO of A Corporations, I have a duty to protect the reputation of the company and the lives of our workers, even if it means I need to make hard decisions.
You're inhuman!
I'll say this again, but this is business. This was a logical decision based on the fact, so I have no intention of changing my mind.
You stubborn hag!
Leaving that aside, you're still meeting Stan?
What?
You know, the guy you seduced in high school thinking I had a crush on him? You were able to get him hired at M Corporations, right?
What is it suddenly? That stuff happened ages ago.
Don't you notice that you dug yourself a hole, Sharon?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about yesterday. You said that Jason saw me at the reception lobby, but in reality it was Stan, who went with Jason, that saw me, right?
What?
Jason already knew I was the CEO of A Corporations, so he would have came over and talked to me if he had noticed, but he didn't and just passed me by. Stan, on the other hand, noticed me and smiled when our eyes met. Not only that, but yesterday soon after you texted me, I got a text from Stan saying, I didn't know you worked part-time at A Corporations. Ha ha ha.
Huh?
I asked him where he had heard that from, and he said that you told him.
Oh shit!
Well, this is just what I speculated, based on the evidence. But I told Stan's wife about my suspicions, so she took a peek at Stan's phone and stuff.
What?
She thanked me after she found a bunch of evidence pointing to Stan cheating.
What do you think you're doing?
By the way, Stan's wife is sitting next to me right now.
Why?
Get ready because I'm going to hire an acquaintance of mine who's a lawyer and bring you two to court, she says.
But...
Oh, she says she told Jason about it too.
Seriously? Jesus, what's happening right now? Emily, give me back my money! You know the alimony you said Jason paid for the two of us. I needed to pay the alimony Jason and Stan's wife are asking of me. Emily, hey! Give me my money back!
I don't quite understand what she meant when she said to give me her money back. But she finally got it when a lawyer explained to her that the alimony Jason paid to me wasn't hers. Sharon and Stan began meeting each other before she and Jason got married. So the money they'll have to pay is quite a lot. Apparently, my sister, who became a housewife when she married Jason, said, "What? I have to find a way to get all this money on my own?" And then fell on her knees. Stan, on the other hand, got a loan from somewhere and immediately paid it off, and no one's heard of him since. Jason's company, on the other hand, went bankrupt since no one was giving them work anymore. My sister, who can no longer rely on Jason's help, now works non-stop at a shop to pay off her debt.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Laura, are you there? Guess what? I have a huge announcement to make.
Ugh, it's you. What do you want?
What kind of way is that to greet an old friend, huh? We used to be so close. Why are you going to act like this when I've barely even said anything to you?
We may have been friends, but we are not friends now. Not to mention the fact that our kids don't even go to the same school anymore, so we don't have that as an excuse to talk. And moreover, that was probably the nicest way that I could have reacted to you, considering the fact that you stole my husband away from me. In fact, the only reason that I got your message was because I forgot to block your number. So thanks for reminding me, and goodbye.
Wait, no, hold on! The whole reason I messaged you is because I have a huge announcement for you. If you block me now, then you'll never know what it was.
And just what is this announcement of yours?
Well, first of all, enough time has passed since you and Copper broke up, so now him and I have officially been able to get married.
Okay then, is that all you wanted to tell me?
Of course not. I have one more thing. I'm pregnant with Cooper's baby.
You are going to be having Coop's kid.
I'm sure you're just so jealous, aren't you? We don't know whether it's going to be a boy or a girl yet, but I'm sure you must be furious now that I'm pregnant with the child of the man that you loved.
Right. So then, is that all that you had to say to me?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, were those the big announcements that you wanted to make?
Of course they were. And aren't they just the best news you've ever heard? To have the child of the man that you love, isn't that every woman's dream?
I don't really like to make a habit of speaking for all women, but if you really think that's good news, then I guess I have to say that I'm impressed by you.
More like jealous, you mean? I bet that you've been trying your hardest to forget all about your time with Cooper, and now I've gone and brought back all those painful memories, huh?
I actually have already forgotten all about him. Coop who? And anyways, with both of you out of my life, I've been able to concentrate on my career and I have tons of free time to pursue whatever I want. In fact, this conversation is actually interrupting something right now.
What do you mean? What is it interrupting?
That's my business. You have a nice life. I'm going to go now.
I get it. You're upset because now that you're a single mother, you're going to have to work all day around the clock, huh? You'll be poor and never have time for anything. And now that I've stolen Cooper from you, I'll be living a rich and easy life while you struggle for every little thing. Anyways, I may have more news for you in the future, so don't go blocking me yet. Laura, are you there? Man, who knew that being pregnant would be this difficult? I'm doing my best to keep all the pregnancy pounds off, but it isn't easy. At least the morning sickness seems to have quieted down for now. But a pregnant woman can never let her guard down, you know? Even Coop is working hard to make sure that we have enough money for when this little one arrives. He's at work from sunup and doesn't come home until late at night. All because he's working so hard for his new family. Oh man, my belly is huge now. I really hope that I don't get any stretch marks because of this. But I have to say that I'm just so happy with my life right now. Oh, right, that reminds me. I had a quick favor to ask you. Once I have this kid, I want you to stop talking to Coop's parents, okay? Oh, and one more big thing. We found out that we're going to be having a boy. You know what that means, right? It means that I'm going to give birth to an heir that's going to be able to take over Coop's business when he's ready. You only ever had some lousy daughter who was never going to be able to achieve anything by herself. But I guess this just proves that I was the right girl for Cooper all along, since I gave him a son on the first try. Laura, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I gave birth to my son yesterday and there were 0 complications. He's the spitting image of his father, and I just know that he's going to grow up to be a great man like him, too. But you know, I've never actually met Cooper's parents. In fact, they don't want to meet me because they don't think I'm the right girl for him. Can you believe that they would say something like that about me? After I gave them a male grandchild?
They're one of your life updates again, Donna.
You finally responded! I was wondering if I was talking to a wall or if you were really there reading my messages in silence. I guess you finally accepted the truth about the situation, huh? Was it finally having my son that made it all sink in?
I don't know what you want me to say to that. Congrats on the kid, I guess.
That's a start.
But are you sure you know who the father of that kid is?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I just don't think that the two of you are going to be cut out to raise that kid. It would probably just be better if you handed him over to his real dad to take care of him, don't you think?
What are you talking about? This is our son. This is the child that Cooper and I had together.
So then you're telling me you guys had some kind of fertility treatment going on?
What are you talking about? There was nothing like that at all. This is a totally natural baby made the old-fashioned way.
So basically, it was a natural birth, is what you're saying. If that's the case, then I really don't think it's possible that that kid is actually Cooper's.
That doesn't make any sense. You're just jealous, and so you're just trying to get into my head. Well, it's not gonna work, you hear me? I know the facts, and that's all that matters. Missed call? Missed call? Laura, are you there? Please, you need to pick up the phone right now. You were the one who called my ex-husband, weren't you? He showed up at our house demanding a paternity test for Cooper and I's kid. He seems to think that it's his and not Cooper's.
I guess you still haven't figured it out yet then, huh?
Figured out what? What is going on here?
Well, the thing is that Cooper can't have kids. He's impotent.
He's what? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke?
No, it really is true. His body just can't produce enough sperm to get anyone pregnant.
That isn't a thing. You're lying to me.
It's true. Even our daughter, we adopted from an agency when she was only 4 years old.
Wait, is that true?
It is. Cooper refused to look into any kind of treatment for his condition, so it was the only way that we could have any kids together.
You're lying. You have to be lying right now.
Well, you came to me telling me that you were pregnant not that long after you ran off with Cooper. So if you were thinking about how long it takes to tell that you're pregnant, then that means there is a high chance that insemination occurred while you were still with your husband. In other words, it's quite likely that it is in fact your ex-husband's kid.
Are you kidding me? That can't be right.
Well, do you want to know what Cooper told me the day that he left me? He said that you had actually already had a kid, which proved that you were fertile. He seemed to think that you were his last chance to try and have a natural child. He refused to acknowledge that he was the problem and ran off with you instead.
That can't be right. Please, tell me that it isn't true.
It really is. If you doubt me, you can go and ask Cooper's parents. They know about this. If anything, that's probably why they want nothing to do with either of you now. Although, they can't just cut him off since Cooper is paying them back after they paid off his legal fees from our divorce.
I don't even know what to say. You horrible, horrible woman. This is all your fault. He took my son. He took my son and got custody of him. I thought that moms were always supposed to get custody. This isn't fair. You ruined everything. What am I supposed to do now, huh?
I take it that your ex-husband sued for the right to raise your son.
That's right. He took Coop and I's son away from us. How could he do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now he has custody over both my children and I have nothing.
Well, you were the one who said that you were going to have Cooper's son and that you didn't need any other kid in your life.
But that's because Coop's son was going to take over his dad's company one day. I didn't any other kid if I had one to do that.
Don't tell me that you didn't know about that either.
What do you mean? What are you hiding from me?
Well, first of all, Coop, as you know, is not the president of the company. That position still belongs to his father. The next president was never going to be Coop because his father already chose me to succeed him.
Wait a second. So, you're going to take over Coop's family business?
That's right. And I think that Coop's dad is going to retire quite soon, actually.
But I thought that Coop would take over. Why would they give you that job?
It's a really long story, but I swear to you that I'm telling the truth.
I still want to know what happened. I deserve to know.
Well, if you want me to try and summarize it, basically, Coop's parents didn't want a man who only thinks with what is between his legs running a company. Not to mention how irresponsible he is with money.
So then what does Coop even do at work?
Well, before his affair with you came to light, he was still on track for a successful career here. But after everything came out, he basically was demoted by his father and given a huge pay cut. Now he's just like any other employee there.
So he's not even upper management or anything? I really didn't know about this at all. What do you mean he's bad with money?
Well, you should know best of all. After all, he pretty much drove himself into debt trying to impress you with all the fancy things he bought for you.
What does that mean, though?
It means that he owes his parents about $30,000 in the form of personal loans. Well, his parents and other loan sharks.
Cooper is $30,000 in debt?
He is, and that's why I suggested to your ex-husband that he would be better suited to raise his son rather than you.
I don't believe it. How could you do this?
I just couldn't stand the thought of a poor child being raised by the likes of you and Cooper.
This is really bad. I basically burnt through my savings in the divorce with my ex-husband and thought that Cooper was going to be able to buy my way out of this trouble. But now I know he doesn't even have any money either. I thought I was going to be living in the lap of luxury. Things weren't supposed to happen this way.
Donna was sure that by having a son, she would have secured her place in Cooper's family by being the mother of their eventual heir to the company. But in the end, Donna's recklessness resulted in the child being taken away and raised by his real father. After that, Donna and Coop began to fight every single day. But without any help from family and with both of them still drowning in debt, they had no choice but to stay together and downgrade to living in a tiny apartment. And since neither of them were confident enough to make it on their own, they still haven't gotten a divorce. I hear that Donna found a job and ended up having an affair with her boss that resulted in her being sued by Coop. You would think she would have learned her lesson, but I guess some things just don't stick.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Oh, Emily, are you there? It's been a while since we last spoke, right? What's it been? At least 3 years or something like that, right?
3 years? Wait a second. Is this Sarah?
That's right. I got a new number and everything.
I see that. And here I thought you had just stopped messaging me. I also heard that you found a new job and even moved away. I was a bit worried when I wasn't hearing from you, actually.
Yeah, sorry about that. Life has just gotten so crazy and busy lately. But actually, the reason I'm messaging you is because I'm actually kind of looking for a husband right now.
You're looking for a husband? Are you thinking about getting married then?
That's right. I even quit my job recently.
Oh, I see. Well, does that mean you've moved back here then?
Pretty much, yeah. Although of course I won't be able to come back and live with my parents or anything like that. I might have forgotten to mention this to you, but about 3 years ago I kind of stole my sister's my boyfriend, and it turned into this big affair, so it's kind of difficult for me to go back.
Oh yeah? I feel like I might have heard something about that.
But anyway, you're married now, right? I was so surprised when I heard about that.
Oh yes, I'm married now. But we didn't have a big wedding or anything like that. And since it had been so long since I'd last heard from you, I didn't send an invitation. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It had been forever since we last spoke, let alone met in person. But anyways, I heard that the name of the lucky guy is Adam, is that right?
That is right, but who did you hear that from?
Oh well, how should I put this? I know his name because he's my actually boyfriend.
Sorry, what? I'm not following.
Man, I was holding that in for so long. It feels so good to finally let it out. Do you want to try and guess where I am right now? Too late, I'm going to tell you. I'm in Hawaii.
You're in Hawaii right now?
That's right, I'm with Adam in Hawaii and we have been very intimate this trip.
Wait, hold on, seriously? What are you even talking about right now?
Aw, don't be upset. I really didn't mean to steal him away from you, first, honest. But then I heard that you were going to be marrying him, and that's really when it dawned on what a perfect husband Adam would be. And I guess curiosity got the better of me and I kept pushing things until, well, we found out that we were made for each other. Now we're head over heels in love and always start off any date with one of us taking the other up to our bedroom. And now that we're in Hawaii, I'm almost ashamed to say that we've barely even found time to leave our hotel, if you know what I mean.
But, so, you're telling me that you and Adam are together in Hawaii right now?
That's why I'm telling you. We barely checked into our room and put our suitcases down before we were all over each other, ripping our clothes off. We almost didn't even close the door of our room, not that I would mind if the world was watching, and before I knew it, we had fallen asleep, and by the time I woke up, I could barely walk at all.
Hey, Sarah, hold on just 1 second.
Yes, Emily? Is there a reason you're interrupting all of these important details I'm trying to tell you?
I don't even know what to say. I thought that you and I were friends. How could you talk so casually about just stealing your own friend's husband?
Well, it's really not my fault at all. I guess I'm just kind of a person who knows what they want and won't stop until they get it.
I see, but I mean, don't you think that's just a bit selfish?
What do you mean? I don't see how.
I'm sorry, I have something I need to do right now. We'll talk later, maybe.
Wait, what? Is that all that you have to say to me? I'm telling you about how I made love to your husband and you just ghost me? Are you even there? Emily, hello? Oh, Emily, guess who's back? Oh right, I almost forgot. Even when we were kids, you always had trouble putting your feelings into words when you got upset, but I should have realized that the way you ran off yesterday was just your way of telling me how you felt. So to clear up my misconception, I think I'll tell you more about all that Adam and I have been doing together. We went to the beach to get a tan and play in the water, and I guess seeing me in a bikini proved to me just a bit too much for poor Adam. So we ended up going back up the hotel after a little bit, and we spent the rest of the night tangled up in sheets together. I don't know how I'm running on such little sleep. I would have been worried if I wasn't having so much fun.
Oh, Sarah, I was wondering when you were going to reach out to me again. Do you mind if I ask just when you think you're going to be coming back from your Hawaii trip?
What do you mean?
I just want to know when you think you're going to be coming back from your little vacation is all.
Oh, sure, I was going to be coming back Sunday night.
And you're sure it's still going to be that time, even with the time change and everything?
Yeah, it says on my return ticket that I arrive Sunday evening, so by the time I get my bags and get home, it should be around nighttime.
I see. So that means you only have 5 more days left of this excursion, yes? Let me know if anything changes in your schedule, okay?
What's going on? What's this all about?
Just let me know, okay?
Sure, I can do that, but I still don't understand what all this is about. Oh, Emily, are you there? Do you not love Adam or something like that? What am I missing here? I told you all about what I was doing with him. You haven't blown up or yelled or said anything crazy at all. Hello? Emily? Are you there? Come on, I know you're seeing this. Just answer me. If you don't answer me, that just means that I'll have to guess that you're thinking from your lack of replies. Oh, could it be that you're arranging to divorce Adam when we come back? I certainly hope that it's something along those lines. That would actually kind of be what I was hoping for this whole time. And since Adam is upper management for such a huge company, I'm sure he'll have no problem paying any kind of alimony or settlement for our affair. Since he loves me so much, I know that he'll have no issues doing that at all. Well, if that's even what you're doing, just keep at it. Looking forward to hearing the results when I get back. Emily, guess who's finally back home? I just landed and I'm in the airport right now. I was just curious, have you moved out of the home that you had with Adam?
Oh, hey. Welcome home, I guess.
I'm only asking because Adam says that he wants to take me to the house, but he wanted to make sure that you weren't home. I mean, you did do all the divorce proceedings before we got here, right?
I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, our apartment is rented under my name.
Wait, what do you mean?
But I've already taken the liberty to packing up Adam's things and having them shipped somewhere else. I suppose you'll just have to go with him there. Is there a place you want to live?
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know about that. But if that's the case, then I suppose there's nothing to be done about. I'm sure that whatever you send them, it'll be an amazing place since Adam's. I'm not worried at all. Thanks for the update, Emily. Hey, Emily, just what the heck is going on here, huh? Why did you send Adam's stuff to my parents' house? And why were his bags addressed to my little sister? What are you trying to pull here?
I suppose it's just about time for you to figure out what I've been doing while you've been away.
What are you talking about?
Well, when you reached out, bragging about having stolen my husband, I was already thinking about divorcing him.
You were? But why?
Well, because Adam's a cheater, of course.
Well, he was only cheating on you with me.
No, I'm afraid he had another person he was cheating with as well.
What? He did? But I had no clue. Do you know who this person is?
I'm afraid that the other woman Adam was seeing was none other than your sister, Fiona.
Hold on, what?
That's right. Why do you think she agreed to take his bags when I needed to send them?
So then Adam and my little sister?
I actually hired a private investigator to look into Adam, and he found out all about this for me. Apparently, Adam and Fiona started seeing each other about a year ago.
They've been together that long already?
That's right, and apparently the two of them were planning to get married after I left Adam. But not long after I found out about their affair, you came to me announcing your own affair with my husband.
That can't be happening.
So basically, Adam was cheating on you with your own sister. Or I suppose it was the other way around, really. Either way, I'm including my signed divorce papers with Adam's things. And once you and your sister have paid for your affairs with my husband, I'll consider my hands washed of all of this.
Wait, hold on. You can't just drop a bombshell like this on me and walk away.
I think that you have more pressing matters to think about. Like who's really going to pay for your legal fees? Are you sure Adam loves you enough to cover all of that?
I can't believe this is happening. You knew this whole time, didn't you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know that Adam was fired from his job, didn't you?
Oh, that thing. Yeah, I knew about that. But he really only has himself to blame for getting himself fired.
So then it really is true. But what happened? I thought that Adam was a brilliant worker. He was supposed to be a track for a huge position within his company.
He was on track for big things at his company, yes. But then he let his ego get the better of him. He started using company resources to carry on with some of his affair. He would bring dates on business trips, drive them around in the company car, and use his business credit card to pay for his dates.
But wait, do you think that means that the money he used for us to Hawaii was...
I think he was fired before then. But if you want to know something, I think it was your sister that he was taking on all of those dates.
So then it's all Fiona's fault that Adam was fired?
I really don't think that you can just put this on Fiona.
Just tell me what's going on here. I want answers.
The answer is that you thought you could just steal someone's husband and not face any consequences.
And what's going on with that? What's wrong with seeing a man you're attracted to and wanting him? Make it make sense.
Okay, here's something for you. After I found out that Adam was seeing your sister, I told your parents, who kept a very close eye on Fiona. But when 3 weeks has passed and there was nothing from Adam, we knew something was up. What we think happened was that he mistook you for your sister and didn't think twice about what else was going on. Of course, this is all just conjecture, but you tell me if it rings true.
I didn't ask about any of that. I don't want to hear your half-baked theories.
It is just a theory, but do you really think that it's impossible that he might have mistaken you for your sister?
Shut up! I don't even want to think about that.
Well, anyways, I've said all I have to say to you. Anything more I have to pass on to you, you'll hear from my lawyer.
Your lawyer? What do you mean?
You'll find out soon enough.
Wait, Emily! No! You can't just leave me like this, please! I thought that we were friends. You have to help me out.
Oh, please. I've heard all about it from old classmates about how you were never my friend. You always only ever wanted to be close to me for things that you could get from me. Ever since middle school. Well, if you thought that behavior was going to fly as an adult, you've got another thing coming. In the end, I sued Adam, Sarah, and Fiona for their various affairs. Meanwhile, it was a fiasco at Sarah's parents' house. Apparently, Fiona was pregnant with Adam's baby, and that's why they were going to be getting married. But when it came to light that Sarah had yet again slept with another of her sister's boyfriends, old wounds were ripped open, and I hear things turned bad quickly. In the end, there was to be no marriage of anyone to Adam, and instead he had to pay child support to Fiona. Afterwards, I heard that Sarah and Fiona's parents had had just about as much as they could take from their children and kicked them both out. Of course, Fiona is still allowed to come back if she needs help with her baby. But this is where my knowledge of what happened to them all ends, and I could not be more grateful for my ignorance. As for me, although it hurt being cheated on by the same man twice, I was grateful that we had no children and that the divorce process was handled very smoothly. For now, I'm concentrating on my career and don't feel like dating again. But at least next time I'll know what to look out for in an unfaithful man. Thank you for watching! If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.